Father Bateman got his orders this past week, earlier in the week, and much earlier than what he was anticipating or expecting, he'll be leaving us next Friday, a couple weeks earlier than what he's expected. And I was hoping to have something for him on a weekend, but he's away this weekend on the duties as well, so he won't be back till this afternoon. But please, my friends, he's been great. And please keep he and his unit. He'll be going somewhere in the Mideast, and he'll be leaving Friday. So please keep him and his entire unit in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. The apostle said to the Lord, increase our faith. It's a cry that we often have, isn't it? Increase our faith. Increase our faith. There was a wonderful article I read on, his name was Albert Pujols. He played for the Los Angeles Angels. And I don't follow professional baseball, but he was an 8-time All-Star. He was the MVP for the National League 3 times. And they said he's even more impressive on how he lives his life outside baseball. He's from the Dominican Republic, and he was giving a talk at a public school in Missouri, and this is what he said. One way for me to stay satisfied is for me to stay humble. He said, humility is getting on your knees and staying in God's will, what he wants for me, not what I want or what the world wants. It would be easy to go out and do whatever I want, but those satisfy the flesh for just a moment. Jesus satisfies my soul forever. Interesting how a professional baseball speaker would speak at a public forum and profess his faith. Who has everything? Albert Pujols. Humility, my friends. What does God want? It's a beautiful question for all of us to increase our faith. I was home this past Tuesday, and in the course of the conversation, Dad says to me, tells me about Father Hahn. Now, Father Hahn is the pastor at St. Leo's where Dad goes, and he said, Father preached about finances this weekend. Are you going to do that? I'm 57 years old, and I still have to report into my mom and dad. Well, now my dad, but yeah. You guys know how it works. You expect it of your kids that are probably 57 as well. I don't always listen. But in any event, he was talking about it, and I said, yeah, Dad, I'm going to do it this weekend. If you looked at the numbers, I encourage you to do so, because we made our numbers by $334, and that's great news. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. Yeah. We contributed $172,000 to the debt as well. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And just thank you for many of your generosities and sacrificial gifts that you are giving is deeply, deeply and gratefully appreciated. Having said that, your generosity has made me and my entire finance committee, we're very, very careful of our expenditures. Trust me when I say that. Trust me. We are being very, very prudent and careful of what we spend. So know that in your hearts, that the money and things that you give will always be put to good use. There was a young girl, Jenny. She was 6 years old, shopping with her mom. And in the course of where they were shopping, she saw these little plastic pearls. And she was asking her mom if she could buy them, or if her mom could buy them for her. And after persistence, her mom bought them, and she said to Jenny, I'll buy these under one condition. You pay them off. So over the next couple months, she would do different things, and she would give her a quarter or a dime for the pearls. She hardly ever took them off. She hardly ever took them off. She wore them all the time. She took them off when she took a bath or shower. In the summer when she was playing, she didn't have them on. But normally, in the normal course of duty, school and everything, she always had her plastic pearls on. Her father had a custom, and I recommend this for you family that have young children. He would read, they had 3 children, he would read to his children for 10 minutes every night. Each child would get 10 minutes, and they would read different books, and he read all through high school. And so Jenny was the youngest, and he was reading one night, and she was now 3 years later, she's still wearing those pearls. And he said to her little daughter, after reading her one night, do you love me, Jenny? And the daughter said, Dad, I love you. He said, can you give me your pearls? And there was a pause. And she said, Dad, you can have anything of mine that you want. You can have my favorite blanket. You can have my favorite doll. You can have my whatever, she said. She gave a list. She said, but just don't take my pearls. So Dad said, okay, Jenny, I love you too. A month later, he asked the same thing. Jenny, can I have your pearls? And this time she had a tear in her eye, and she said, Dad, you can have anything you want, but not my pearls. Her father said, okay, Jenny. And he said, give her a kiss goodnight. She said, I love you too. 6 months later, Christmas came. And there under their tree was a little box, hand wrapped by a 9-year-old girl. Dad opens it up. What's in the box? The pearls, with a little note, I love you, Dad. Dad went into Jenny's room that night to read on Christmas Day night. And he pulls out of his pocket a little box. Jenny opens it up. You know what it was? Real pearls. Real pearls. And he said, Jenny, these are very, very valuable. And the reason why I wanted your pearls is to make sure you will always value these. And she did. And she did. You see, my friends, we hold on to a lot of stuff in life, don't we? A lot of stuff we shouldn't hold on to. We hold on to grudges, we hold on to fears, we hold on to anxieties, and they paralyze us, and we don't want to let them go. And in the reality of it, what are they? Plastic pearls, aren't they? We clasp onto our money. We hold on to it. And they just weigh us down, don't they? They weigh us down. We all know that. We all know that. Just like Jenny, though, we just can't give them up, can we? We can't give them up. You know, my friends, we've talked about this often. For years we have, about tithing. It's been a conversation. You know what the Bible says, 10%? But it's hard to give that. We don't want to give that. It's hard to let go of that, isn't it? But you see, when God asks us to do something, He always blesses you in return, and we forget that. We forget the promise. He asks something, He promises. You do that, Ted, and I will do this. See, we forget the promise. Jenny forgot to trust her dad. He wanted to give her these beautiful pearls, and yet she wanted to hang on to these little $2 plastic things. And we all do the same. You know, my friends, tithing is such a freeing thing. Besides what it gives us, it's very, very freeing. Just like when we let go of our grudges, our fears, we feel lighter. We feel lighter. And then we get blessed by God. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. For you that are tithing, and there's many of you that do, my friends, please continue to do so. Please continue. To those who haven't tried it or are in the process of it, please, we have a little chart here that we have in the bulletin. It's a beautiful little chart of what people give. If you can take the next step, that would be great. That would be great. But know, my friends, and know it in the deepest of your hearts, if God asks you to do something, He will always, always bless you in return. God bless you.